Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. This is episode 5, name to be determined, because, I don't know. You guys are curious about Castlevania? Castlevania needs 100 views in order to finish that series. But I cannot look at that game tonight because I have an Ultimate Selects. But, if you guys would like the finale of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, it just needs 100 views. So I think you guys could swing that in a day or so good luck with that. And I hope you guys are ready for the 5th exciting episode of our Abridged series, where Amber will be doing most of the work, and my voice gets to rest because I don't have to play 4 or 5 different females. So that's always good. I just have to worry about that guy from China, Gumshoe, Edgeworth, and Meekins. That's about it. So that's a rest on my vocal cords. Anyway, your first like goal is 100 likes, so let's get those likes up, show support for Miles Edgeworth. As the Ace Attorney Investigations continues. I still have a cold, so Miles will not really be as well-defined as he was in the first couple episodes, because, well, you can hear it in my voice. It sounds nasty. But that's what happens when you do a lot of voiceover stuff. It can happen, actually.
You guys are following me around now. You guys are fine. What, you guys miss Luke so much during the day?
Continue. The Kidnapped Turnabout.
You need more brisk cookie?
Probably.
I need to. We have barely enough for one.
Alright, so we're going to call this The Badger Did It. This is another bit of proof.
Another bit of proof.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Now to get into character, there he is. I think that's this guy. Just looking at him, he looks like a cross between Wolverine and this weirdo. Hello.
He looks like, instead of Wolverine, he's Wolf-arine.
Wolverine. Yeah, Detective Wolverine.
Oh,
Yay.
goodness. Yay.
I'm gonna be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Good. Perfect.
Kind of interested to see what happened when you, when YouTube accidentally switched your previous stream on 360 degrees.
I think it's privated. You might be able to actually see it.
Okay.
Another bit of proof. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger mobile. That story of Officer Meekins told you about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badger mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area.
You believe he moved the body with the car?
That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it.
The 3 tired marks are very telling, however. Is the Blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? That's a very good question.
Another bit of proof. I ask that you take another look at the tire marks over there.
Hold it! The tire marks?
Yeah, the tire marks, the ones there behind the stage.
Oh my gosh, Luke.
They were hidden up there until now by various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made...
They must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct?
Yeah, and probably around the same time as when the killer footprints were made. The tires on the Blue Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I'd say it's the Blue Badgermobile because, well, it's pretty obvious. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badgermobile.
Oh, I should add a super chat goal. Andy probably didn't do that today, right?
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I unlocked, oh my gosh, what is that guy's name? Oh, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
He's unlocked now. I was trying to unlock Barbosa and Tia Dalma, but I ended up unlocking Captain Jack Sparrow on accident. Yeah.
There we go. I think this one's a little weird, but I don't think anybody's gonna do it, but we'll see. There we go. Alright, there we go. So today's super chat goal is Bane voice 10 minutes, all characters, including females.
I think the super chat goal was we'll be doing the rest of the dialogue in Japanese.
What?
We'll be speaking Japanese for the rest of this.
No. I only know very few phrases.
We can just choose the phrases we know.
No, that would be terrible. And that could be deemed as racist too.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger Mobile.
Hold it! 3 tire marks. I have to agree that the Blue Badger Mobile has 3 tires, yes. I can count to 3.
Of course, the only thing in this park that could have made those marks is the roving shop.
You are forgetting that you are... I'm sorry. You are forgetting that there are, in fact, 3 of them. You can't simply ignore the pink and proto-Badgermobiles, Agent Lang.
Not so fast. Of course, I didn't say I couldn't be either of the other 2. But I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. That's the story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels.
Hold it!
Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct? Whoops.
Of course not.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wow! That was blunt!
But suppose it is a lie. It would explain a lot of things, Meow. Like the movements and whereabouts.
Zelda!
What's she doing?
She's meowing.
He drove the Blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder.
Hold it!
So you still claim that the tire marks belong to the Blue Badgermobile?
It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area.
Looks like the only thing that car was telling was death, not dreams.
If only what Agent Lang believes turns out to be true. The 3 tire marks are telling indeed. However, is the Blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern?
I ask that you take another look at the tire marks over there.
Okay, so we went through all his dialogue. So, take another look at the tire marks. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badgermobile. The story Meekins told me about on the Shop of Wheels getting stolen is a lie. He drove the Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. Alright, so one of these is not good.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Story Officer Meekins told the shop and the wheels getting stolen was a lie.
Present. Okay. And he drove the Blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body.
Okay.
So the evidence we have is the pamphlet, the photo rally, the head, the pendant, the dead guy, the stolen costumes, the Blue Badger Bible, the Blue Badgermobile, and the victim's costume. Those are the only things that we have to present. I'm thinking, guys. Can't you smell the smoke? Story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie.
Oh, I know why it couldn't have happened. Okay.
Enlighten me.
He said that the Blue Badger, said that the Blue Badger mobile had mud all over it. Wasn't it in the Wild Wild West area that was extremely dry? I don't think it had any mud, because if it did, I don't believe it had any mud. It made tracks through the sand, but it didn't make mud tracks. It didn't get wet. It only rained like briefly in that area.
Where did you see mud?
Said, what did his thing say? Let's see.
Story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger mobile.
Where were the 3 marks that we're even talking about? Here? Then it would have had to be used mud because you can't.
Just take another good look at the tire marks over there.
Can you go to the second statement and then present the Blue Badger mobile or at least look at it?
Says the mobile shop on 3 wheels was parked inside the Wild Wild West area.
What about the
There's no mud on it.
Yeah, I don't see any mud on the wheels.
Okay, we'll try it. Present mobile. I mean, worst case, you know, we get a penalty, so...
Or you can present the... Oh, wait, I know. Is it the picture of the Blue Badger mobile?
This is the Blue Badger mobile picture.
No, the picture of it, the photo. There.
This is the photo.
Oh, I thought there was a photo of it next to the dead guy in your thing. There's no photo of this? There's not a photo of him? Okay, yeah, just present that. Present your Blue Badger thing with no mud then. I'm so confused.
Well, it seems it was correct. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale to tell.
And why's that?
Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' Blue Badger mobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the Blue Badger mobile had never been to that place?
The clean tire.
That is correct.
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires, sir. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it.
Yeah.
If this car had come backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed.
Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius?
Hey, I've got it! What about Mrs. Oldbag's pink badger mobile? Don't be ridiculous! I was sleeping the entire time in the second tier seats!
Indeed, I believe we can rule out her as someone related to the crime, unfortunately. However, there is yet to be more roving store, as I recall.
Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger?
That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badger mobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badger mobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence inside of it.
Hey! Did you hear something? What? Who's this guy?
Help me!
Oh my god.
Are you... Oops.
Are you alright?
Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time?
Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in.
Oh wow.
Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't...
What is it? I can't understand what you're saying.
It's William Shatner.
The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes.
Did you see the faces of the kidnappers?
No. I didn't see their faces, but one was a woman. A woman.
Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing standing around? Get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have that kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you gonna get out of my crime scene, or am I gonna have to get rough? Again?
Well, who's Emma?
Emma.
Oh.
Emma Sky.
You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go.
No, not you. You're a very important witness to my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily.
Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right, I won't either, you hear me, young whippersnapper?
Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not gonna get rough either. I'm not gonna rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate?
Fair maidens? Oh, you little rascal! You sure know the way into a woman's heart.
Gag.
Lang Z says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever.
Oh, trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement.
Sure, just as soon as the Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be.
Mr. Edgeworth!
It's fine, we're leaving. To be continued. So yeah, there was about 17 or 18 minutes left of that case, so
Yeah.
cool. It's fine.
We didn't know how long it was gonna last, and our voices were both going pretty fast.
That's true, yeah.
Plus, the lady's voice, my voice would have been shot after the next 3 minutes.
I don't know a lot of Chinese proverb sayings, so I don't know if his thing is correct or not. Sorry.
Oh, Confucius say.
Miss Deanna was asking me if I knew about some of his sayings. It's like, I know Japanese, like, haikus,
People
but...
usually quote Confucius for Chinese proverbs.
Yeah, he's just a typical guy.
But there are many, like, Chinese philosophers.
Mm.
Like, I think... well, I'm not gonna guess at it, but I thought...
Ready? There we go. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. The orange cat is back. Okay,
I think they're trying to be... Okay, here's some Chinese proverbs. Such, a journey of 1,000 steps, 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yeah, that's one.
Here's a Chinese proverb that's famous. Falling into a ditch will make you wiser. Meaning, you must make mistakes to have opportunities to learn.
That makes sense. I just need 1 second. I'm just fixing previous thumbnail.
Here's a Chinese proverb, just off the bat, off the, like, stuff that people are talking about is, like, really famous on Google or whatever. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. This proverb means, it is not easy to be patient, but patience will reward you. Walk 100 steps after you finish a meal, and you will live to be a centenarian. It means if you walk 100 steps after the meal, you will live to be 99 years old.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, there are lots of famous Chinese proverbs. Let's see. They like they like pursuing wisdom. That's one of the things they like in China. A book is like a garden that is carried in your pocket. Reading will help people to grow intellectually. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. Meaning you must, well, I would say, I don't know why they translated this as you have to learn, but I would say you'd have to open the book, not just collect it. Let's see.
Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. K's up.
Let's see. Here we go. Here's one interesting. Teachers open the door, but you have to enter yourself.
You have to enter it yourself.
So, like, the teacher can try to help you learn it, but you have to do the work of actually learning it yourself.
Makes sense. K's up.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, actually, there's a lot of wisdom in Chinese proverbs, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we got the boot again!
With Lance safe, the focus on the investigation will shift solely onto the murder.
You mean the infighting between the kidnappers?
Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Tell me it's true! Tell me they finally found my boy! Yes, Mr. Amano, we found him earlier in the stadium.
Then my little Lance is unhurt?
He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is no longer in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang.
Oh, poor Lance! It must have been so horrible for him! Locked up like a... Uh-oh, she's sad.
Yeah, but are they fake tears? Oh, look, the body is now a chalk drawing.
What do you mean? You think she killed him?
You mean killed the butler?
Oh,
I still
right.
think that...
Lance is still gone, I forgot.
No, Lance is back. I think that Lance and the girl were the kidnappers. And I think Lance might have killed his butler because he didn't want to share the money with him. I don't know. Could be one of those things.
Oh, like he kidnapped himself?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Faked his own kidnapping.
Correct. Yeah. Lance Amano. Miles, my boy, I cannot thank you enough. You're still wearing that money belt. Well, think nothing of it. As for my fee, I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is all right. Oh, that is right. I mustn't forget to pass this to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter? What about the letter? The way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of me somehow. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know? Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? It is a very simple love letter.
Oh, hey! Let me see. That's really weird. It's from the loan company? Tender lender? Looks a little more like a bill collection to me. Why would the bill collector send him a love letter?
Maybe they work for the bill collector?
That is so weird. Oh, that's a very interesting Chinese proverb, OH. A cornered rat will bite the cat. That's probably very true. I mean...
Poor cat.
Well, I mean, the cat decided to corner the rat. It's kind of their own fault.
True. Pretty wise. True. Okay, so all the Ace Attorney things are up to date now.
Yeah, so I think what he's doing is... he's basically parodying, like... you know, like, if you guys have seen, even, the... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what is that guy, that YouTuber that talks about being Asian American, and he talks about, like, you know, emotional damage and stuff. He does these videos where he pretends his ancestor is talking to him from a long time ago and giving him, like, advice for the future, you know, like, and giving him, like, proverbs about things. It's just, like, something in their culture. They always do it, so they, like, their grandparents and their great-grandparents will try to give them wisdom to the kids. You know, like, wise men say, you know, like, drive in the slow lane and live longer. Like, so it's kind of like, okay, let me explain to you what it's like.
Can we focus on the story now?
I think I just figured out what this is like to relate it to Americans. You know, when your grandparents, they talk about fish stories in America, that's fish story. Where they say it was this big, then the next time they tell the story, the fish was this big, then the next time it's this big. That's kind of how Chinese proverbs are. Like, they start with a proverb, but then it kind of gets lost in translation, so they might, like, change the proverb as they're telling their grandkids over time.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to explain. I don't know if I explained it. Ha! I've got you now, you vile criminals!
I think the kidnappers would have better sense than try hiding in one of these.
Oh, come on, lighten up, will you? I was only joking. I don't really think that the criminals would be hiding here, right in front of two officers.
I certainly hope not. That would not be very wise. Alright, so we're going to talk to the girlfriend. Lance Amano. Why does she have a band-aid on her?
I don't know. Maybe because she was supposed to be like, he loves me. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just try one more.
Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through.
I suppose if they were me, then.
I believe you said that you are Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct?
Yes, I am, but it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either. Isn't that a candy ring that costs 99 cents?
It used to cost 99 cents.
I mean, because this isn't just an ordinary ring, you know.
It's a ring pop.
Yes, that's what it is, a ring pop. It tastes so sweet when you look at it. It's so wonderful. It is cheap. He gave you a piece of candy on some plastic.
You mean to tell me he gave you a lollipop ring?
So, which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just like one-sided? What's going on?
Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just, no?
My father used to work for Mr. Amano, so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud!
I won't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of Mr. Amano Group. What did he do?
I heard his job was to fly around the world on Pegasus.
Pegasus?
Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now, it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned.
Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown sounds like the stuff of legends are made of.
It's been so long, I don't think I could recognize him, even if I were ever to meet him again. I'm so sorry, Lauren, but I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live!
Thank you, Amber. About the case. About the incident, please.
Incident? But this isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about other incidents.
How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped?
Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. Of course.
You based everything on that.
I know everything when it comes to Lance. I know what he's doing right now. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. Lick. She started fantasizing again. Weird.
Well, this is getting us nowhere.
So, what are you gonna do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. Probably the isolation room. The place where we were held as prisoners.
Hold it! Don't let me in with you! I can't allow you to slander my good name as a great thief by saying I was captured.
Not being able to escape from somewhere qualifies as you as a caged bird, Kay.
Besides, we checked that place out pretty well while we were there, remember? Don't you think it'd be even better idea to check somewhere else?
Perhaps you are right. What I really need right now are leads to the killer's identity. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two.
Well, we don't even know where the kidnapper's hideout is, do we?
I thought the isolation room would be a good idea.
Whatever you want.
I need to make sure the AC's on because I'm sweating bullets. I have a feeling it's on 70.
It's possible.
I have a feeling I'm wrong. I'm just sweating for the sake of sweating.
Because Was there a little cat?
No, but this poor cat carrier's doing damage from cats.
Link is attacking him so much.
The cats are upstairs in the office.
Okay.
Our bedrooms are like little. They're in the office.
Alright.
Sorry.
Well, do we even know where the kidnapper... What's the isolation room?
We have a super chat from this.
Oh.
Thanks for the super chat, Miss Deanna. So you don't think the woman's intuition, even though it's a powerful thing, you don't think that she would be able to find the whereabouts of the kidnapped person? I agree.
Yeah, woman's intuition is powerful, but I don't... Okay, awesome. I didn't know you read it on the mic. You read it so softly over there.
And then I came over here and I paraphrased it.
Oh. Alright, thank you, Miss Deanna. You're breathtaking.
The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. I'll do that again. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout.
But we're still not allowed in, remember?
Agent Lang and his men should be done with the area by now. In that case, there's no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in.
Where is the hideout? I don't even know where it is.
Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, pal. Can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. Well, that didn't work.
If these were real, I wonder what we put in them.
Water would be the obvious answer.
But if you stored water in a barrel under the blazing sun, wouldn't it go bad?
People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted.
Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers! I mean, maybe they really like that strange taste.
Look who's making fun of them now.
I don't think you would store water in barrels, though.
Oh, we can go that way.
Wouldn't you store it in like a metal cistern or something like that? I don't think. Wouldn't you catch the water on the roof of your house?
Okay, can't talk to them anymore. Let's try going to a
No,
different
that's right.
location.
The only psychic in this game is Maya, the chat's saying.
Yep.
That's right.
It is a set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
Aha! So that means a car left from the garage at some time, right?
Correct, but for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it would left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 threads. I think we can safely assume it's a special type of car. It won't let me get back into that mode. Whoops. So this must be the blue Badgermobile that Officer Meekins was driving.
He said it was stolen, didn't he?
Don't tell me that you were the one who stole it.
Oh, what the heck are you talking about? I don't even have a license. It's illegal to drive a car without a license. A great thief doesn't break the law.
This little girl has a very odd understanding of the word law.
Actually, you do break the law if you steal something, though. Just FYI. Like, the fact that you're saying you want to be a thief right around a prosecutor is weird.
What do you have to report? Sir! Nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir! Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir! Roger, sir! That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from my superior.
Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following.
Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in the picture, isn't this The man in the picture, isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon?
But the name here says Colin Devore.
That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Devore was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison.
What? Then what was he doing here?
Apparently he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon.
Oh.
What if he is actually the father of the maid?
Now I'm not sure even what's going on anymore.
Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and his current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I shall take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let us focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout.
Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first and think about stuff later.
More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was unlocked up until a little while ago, bud. Since then, the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what he is trying to say. Care to explain in a bit more detail, officer? Sir, the door was blocked tight when they went to check out the room. So they got out about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find.
All right, thank you for the super chat.
You can read that one.
Thank you, Miss Diana. Says Yatagarasu, pretty sure it shouldn't matter to you since you're a thief and all. If Carmen Sandiego was here, she would take your thief license. Ha ha. Yeah, exactly. Like, why would the law matter to her since she's already a thief? Yeah. Oh, somebody said there's a Carmen Sandiego game out? No. Or something. There's a new Carmen Sandiego game. Thank you, Miss Diana. You're breathtaking.
Alright, guys, we need to get the likes up because we're only at 89 likes after 37 minutes. Usually Ace Attorney does a little bit better than this, so let's try to get the likes up for Ace Attorney if we could. Thank you, everyone.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Okay. Kidnapper's hideout. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed.
Well, you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Ha ha.
Okay, please. Must you bring that up again?
Well,
Now then, down to business. There must be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can... Let's try to find out what we can... What? Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. That doesn't make any sense.
oh, that was you, Miss Diana, telling me about Carmen Sandiego. I think there's a Carmen Sandiego game.
Kidnapper's hideout.
I think Miss Diana was telling me about it.
Very cool. Beyond this door... Amber.
Well,
Beyond this door...
is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you.
Must you keep reminding me? Okay.
But it's the room where I got your awesome no face. I got to see it.
You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either.
There. Carmen Sandiego game announced for Netflix, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
Very interesting.
Ooh, Gameloft and HarperCollins Productions.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for letting us know, Miss Deanna. Very cool. All right.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
He does have that no face.
Cheap styrofoam cups. Okay.
Looks like only 3 cups were used, because I'm observing things.
Okay.
A great thief always observes.
I wonder what this key is used to.
You got me.
It reminds me of the key we found in the other room.
That's it. This must be the key for one of those trapdoors.
That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it that because you're quite literally jumped into it.
But Hey! Isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one?
No, I'm not having this conversation with you. A poster of Gatewater Land is stuck on the wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige, Gatewater Land has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers.
There are 3 chairs set around the table with 3 cups.
Yes, we've gathered that. Anything else to click on? Nope, nothing else to look at. Maybe I need to examine? There is no examine. Okay, there's nothing else I can do here. I've clicked on the poster, I've clicked on the key, I've clicked on the coffee, I've clicked on the chairs.
Okay.
There's nothing else to click on here. So, I'll leave. Okay.
We have clicked on the everything.
That's okay.
Oh, watch out, Mr. Edgeworth! Ah!
It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is it here? Are they planning to repair it? This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes.
That's so sad!
It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces.
Oh no. They're throwing all the costumes away. Oh, they have barrels just like outside!
Yes, and?
Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them?
There's an expectant gleam in your eyes, and I'm about to dash. Nothing. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state.
Wow! Whoever lined these up did it perfectly. There's not even a single hair off. I'd feel a little bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away.
I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away.
Oh!
That's in my head. You can't hear me.
I heard you. It's woman's intuition.
No, that's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have absolutely no interest in.
Yeah, but I do, and I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see.
She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation.
Yippee!
Alright, well, looked at everything. Oh, no. This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's a...
Looks like a sword! A broken sword!
Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Swords don't usually break on their own.
That's true!
Alright then, let's think about it this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. What happened to that?
It fell and then it got unraveled.
Okay.
That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up.
I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force.
Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent.
But how is that possible after what officers told us?
Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself should be completely wrecked.
So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be?
Weird.
Barrels, broken sword. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful of where you step, Kay.
I only fell into that other opening just once, you know?
Yes, and it was hilarious. Anything else for us to click on?
What?
There is nothing else for us to look at. So, it's time for us to use logic, perhaps. Maybe. Oops, that's not it. Alright, here are our logic choices. We have costume pieces, folding chairs, the door leading outside, the broken prop sword, and 3 cups.
Well, I think... Well, I think we can put the 3 cups and 3 chairs together.
3 cups and 3 chairs.
And I think that would mean there's 3 people. That's how I would do it.
Okay, 3 of them were set up.
Yeah.
3 cups.
Okay, fingers crossed.
It connects.
Yeah!
The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is the number of 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3.
Wait, I thought there were only 2 kidnappers!
Indeed. Something isn't adding up, literally. Is it possible there's a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? I don't think we have another...
Well, maybe they used the broken sword. Maybe they used the sword to try to get the lock. Maybe that's how it broke. Maybe they, like, were twisting it and then it, like, busted open? Like in the door? I don't know, I'm just trying to...
I mean, we can try it. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time.
Or maybe the sword was keeping the door open, like propping it shut. I don't know. But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open.
A door that was locked tight despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this.
Well, oh, you mean...
Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed?
So that's how the sword broke.
Broken prop sword data jotted down in the court organizer. I thought we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers, but instead we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered.
Oh my gosh! Ah!
What is it?
Ah!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct?
Creepy!
What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties.
Look, why don't you get out of there first? Then we'll talk, okay?
I beg your pardon, miss.
Okay, is this guy a kidnapper or a regular person? Proto-Badger gets! Alright, 1 more to go!
What are you getting all excited about?
Did you forget the photo rally? Duh! See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the bad badger and I'm done!
Ah, yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. What? It's gone! Where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? Bad Badger costume is missing, sir!
Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it!
I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto-Badger, please tell me a little bit more about these costumes you use.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking with a badger.
I feel like this guy should take his mask off first before we talk to him.
What did you mean by the Bad Badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We are 1 Bad Badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times.
Oh, so because of them, one of them is walking around in the park.
The other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room.
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, we don't use the Bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other Badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show even exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume.
Then, doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad badger?
Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total.
Then are you saying there are 4 kidnappers?
No, I don't think that's very likely.
Oh!
Recall the costumes for a minute.
The stolen ones, you mean?
Yes, precisely. What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? The Pink Badger costume, probably.
I don't
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you had wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for a full set and steal a Pink Badger costume instead?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another Bad Badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 Bad Badger costumes, but the question is why?
So that they could hold a gun because he has a gun in his hand.
Ah, very smart.
That's what
Amber.
I think, because that's part of his costume is holding a weapon. That would give them a convenient reason to hold a weapon.
To actually have a real gun, yeah.
Instead of a fake one, they could just hold a real one.
Unaccounted for Badger, costume pieces. I don't think I can use logic, can I?
You could try it and see what happens.
Oh dear. The second Bad Badger costume, I believe it may be closer at hand than we think.
What do you mean?
That costume in the trash.
Well,
Wouldn't you say that it's wearing some very telltale paints?
pants?
Pants! Sorry!
Hey, you're right. Let's get it out of there and take a look. Well,
As I suspected, it's a Bad Badger costume.
minus the head.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Oh, the bad one is the one that wears pants.
You said pants, sorry. I wonder why this Bad Badger costume's right hand is torn up like that.
Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. I always knew the blue badger was the ferocious beast.
I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as what Kay imagines.
Oh, I can imagine quite a bit.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Look! Its hand is hurt!
It looks like more like something was ripped off of it. Anything else to look at, Mr. Badger? Nope. I'm not. Wait. No.
Oh, maybe it had a fake gun sewn onto that hand?
Probably.
And then they had to rip that off so they could hold a real gun, maybe? I don't know.
Probably.
I'm just thinking about it.
There are 3 folding chairs over on this side. I can't say that they were arranged nearly as nicely as their siblings to the right. Okay.
You think so? I think they're just fine, like a bunch of used chairs ought to be.
I'm beginning to think that you must keep a most chaotic room.
Hey! Don't slander and sigh at me all in one shot. We already examined the little tear in his hand?
Yep. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. The ones over by the table probably came from this stack.
I think we should deduce on him with his hand and see what happened. What's this mean? Or use logic or something.
Is this the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Wait, what did you already skip over? What's the one that you had all the information about badgers? No, the one before that. That one. There, it says a bad badger, a vile criminal with a gun.
I believe what we have here is an inconsistency.
Between what?
Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be.
Oh, the firearm!
Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a firearm in his right hand. However, You there! Did you remove the gun from this bad badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought. The rip itself explains my hypothesis that the firearm was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. It's a model. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. It seems that our kidnappers also had need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. Interesting. Model weapon added to the court record. Investigation complete.
Awesome job, Luke.
I think we're about done with this room.
So, what's next, Mr. Prosecutor?
I'm getting to that. Well, we found a few answers, but there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay.
Okay.
March 13th, 3:34 p.m., Wild Wild West area.
Wild Wild West.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir! You gotta hurry, come on! What is it, Detective? They found a Blue Badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What?
Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing? Oh my gosh!
Bingo! That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we still might be able to get there before Wolf Boy does. All right, let's make haste to the main gate.
Now we have to run back.
Now we have to run back.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a lot of investigating. And there's more!
Of course.
My gosh. But wait, there's more.
Okay. Save.
I don't trust the bad badger.
No one does. Alright, guys, you're almost at 100 likes. Let's keep going. And thank you again, Miss Deanna, for the super chats. You were breathtaking. March 13th, 3:45 p.m., Gatewater Land, main gate. Stop trying to move so much, okay?
I think I need some coffee.
Do you have any?
Yes.
Okay, go get some real quick.
Sorry. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Coffee!
Amber needs coffee, so I guess I'm gonna have to fill in for everybody.
No!
Where is the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Was it out here in the open all along? Actually, no. Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Then let's get down to it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? Oh, it's another pendant! That's like 2 treasures in one day! How lucky is that? And hey! It's a pretty baby's made of platinum silver, too! Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... Hold it right there! Oh, not him again.
Oh, no!
Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Huh? A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence.
How can you tell?
Look here and read off what you see.
Lauren?
Lauren! Hey! It's a name that's engraved on this!
Miss Pop's pendant, data jotted down in the court organizer.
Ah, we have you now, Miss Kidnapper.
No! You don't understand!
Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers.
Lance! You're kidding! Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers? What? Yes! It was me! I held Lance hostage!
So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over.
Hey guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
Huh, again, Mr. Prosecutor? What is it this time?
Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect.
Huh, we found it.
Found what?
That officer's gun, he literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are.
Are you calling us a sham?
The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon.
So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see.
And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murderer only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Oh, blast.
Whoopsies. Miss Pops! Did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it!
Thanks for the confession, babe.
Objection!
Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed.
Look at you. You're so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for?
Miss Lauren Pops,
Yes?
I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder.
But why? I'm the kidnapper. I'm the killer. Isn't that enough?
It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? Did you just make a licking noise? Oh my gosh.
I was licking my ring bob. You said I'm voicing the character. She's licking lollipop.
No, Amber.
It's part of her character. Don't cut your hair, says Miss Deanna. Yeah, why is she gonna cut her hair off? What is that gonna solve?
I've had a change of heart. I think I enjoy seeing you sulk away as a losing mutt. All right, you heard him. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today.
Miss Pop's confession. 1 sec. 1, 2.
At least she has that lollipop to keep her company through all this. Hopefully she can smuggle that into prison in case the food is bad. I just got recommended the movie Rock-a-Doodle from 1992.
Oh my gosh. Alright. Ready? Here we go. Miss Pop's confession.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon.
Knew it.
We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back. After all, everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and he tried to kill me.
There you are, satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much.
But isn't it self-defense?
Miss Pops, is what you really said the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession.
Yeah.
Miss Pop's confession. Hold it!
Hold it!
How well did you know the victim?
I've spoken to him only a few times at Lance's house.
A few times, that's it?
Yes.
If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other.
But if you hardly ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan, huh?
Not so fast. That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning, which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena?
Yes, however, Mr. Deacon made a poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself.
Ha! I bet you didn't see that coming.
Oh! We knew we could get rich by holding
Hold it!
Hold it!
You knew? How did you know something like that?
Oh no! What should I do?
Okay, what's wrong with her now?
Come on! Isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why!
My scary face.
Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? You know, like me.
No.
Stop it, Lauren! You're always like this. Get yourself together. You always fall for the stern-looking ones. That's why you'll always be unhappy! Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare.
Mind your own business, Kay. I don't like him that young. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony.
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back up
Hold
to...
it!
Hold it!
Why did you believe that?
Well, anyone who knows Mr. Romano would think the same. I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure, huh?
I suppose he would be to a doting father like Mr. Romano.
I always figured that was it too, and I was always envious of Lance for that. Oh, because your dad's, I got this pendant from my father. I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday.
Oh, I have bad news for you. Stop licking that lollipop!
He'll come welcome me in his arms riding on the back of a Pegasus. And then he'll fly down from the sky. And we'll go to a beautiful castle. And I'll have my own pink fluffy bed and a swimming pool outside.
Stop it. That pendant, she must truly believe it to be the wings of a Pegasus.
Everything was going according to plan.
Hold it!
Hold it!
Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself?
Well, first we captured Lance. I beat him up over the head. Ooh, how did you do that? Oh, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know. Here I thought I was gonna... how you knew how to steal people away. I wanted to learn that.
I shudder to think what she would do with such knowledge.
Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
Hold it!
Why do you think he did?
I have no idea. Maybe he planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Pops, oh no.
Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. I'm sorry, but I don't think that you just... Wow. I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers! Not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
I'm not finished, Miss Pops. You really are clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence.
Oh my gosh! I think I know what he was gonna do. He was gonna make it like so no suspicion would ever fall on her because he's her dad. So he would actually make it like he put the gun on her and then he would pretend to kidnap her or something, and then he and her could leave with the money, and then no one would ever suspect her of being involved. Because they would think she was innocent because he's her daughter.
He's her daughter.
I mean, she's her daughter. It would be like, you know, like,
Yes, Mr. Deacon, it's his daughter. Okay? Can we move on?
That's what I meant.
Thank you. This proves that Mr. Deacon would not have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops.
Maybe he was trying to protect her by pulling a gun.
Take that!
You totally thought that.
Why are you showing this to me?
So what about the pendant?
This horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are.
Oh my gosh.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're the same color, and they're even made out of the same material. Whoa.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one.
Ah!
Shall we give it a try?
Oh my gosh! Wow, it's totally a Pegasus! But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's pendant?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
No! It can't be! No!
So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything.
Wow.
You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. This is a piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant.
The thing that shows that his name is Colin.
Take that!
Oliver Deacon was just an alias of this man. His real name was Colin DeVore, the name that is attached on the horse pendant.
What? An alias?
I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given that what is written in Mr. DeVore's dossier. But what I really want to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning behind... I need to write some time code.
The true meaning behind what?
Horse
Oh, it says... We thought he might head for his wife and sole daughter, but despite our surveillance, he has not shown up. Oh, they were surveilling them. Or they were doing surveillance. Daughter!
Take that!
Mr. DeVore had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops.
That's a lie! That person was not my father!
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you.
What? Oh!
Do you still believe that man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot?
Not so fast!
And what is so funny, Agent Lang?
You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's true, aren't you, Mr. Prosecutor?
What are you trying to say, you oaf?
Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility.
Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Another possibility. Okay.
This kind of reminds me of in the show Chuck, where her father is always doing shady stuff, but then making it so that she never gets blamed for it, and she's always off the hook.
Okay.
Because he's looking out for her.
I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfect probable as well?
So this is his version of how things might have been.
You don't have any proof that either one of them know their true relationship, right?
You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter?
That's right. As one really rotten family.
Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Another possibility.
Alright, you're going down, Wolverine.
114. Okay. And guys and gals, keep the likes up if you could. Thank you very much. We'll also probably have to push a short in a little bit. Probably in another, like, 40 minutes or so.
Another possibility. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter.
Hold it! Precisely. And what father would willingly kill his own daughter?
Not so fast.
I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing.
That's true.
But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact?
I don't believe so, no. You think they knew?
Yeah, and I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew how the other person was, but they had to pretend they didn't.
Because he was on the lam?
You got it. The victim could exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore, it was no coincidence.
Hold it.
Hold it.
One as a butler and the other as the friend of the son, you mean?
They probably thought it was their best shot.
Is that what you honestly believe?
Of course. And the two of them made good use of their meeting.
Hold it.
I don't believe so. You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives?
Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair.
The butler and the girlfriend, no one would ever suspect that they were in fact family.
Yeah, from the very beginning they painstakingly practiced their roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable?
No. I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence.
Oh,
Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary.
Without evidence, we're stuck in a stalemate. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad, Mr. Prosecutor.
She's already a kidnapper. She's already going to jail.
Oh,
Unless they don't press charges, but still, she's probably going to jail because of all the manpower wasted and literally hundreds of police officers running about the theme park.
there are?
Yes. I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Did the two of them actually knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter? Alright, we need to present something.
I feel bad that she shot her father.
Did she? I think maybe Lance did it.
What?
I think Lance killed the father to protect her, maybe, or...
Maybe somebody else did it.
No, I think that the three of them are involved. Lance, Mr. Deacon, and Miss Pops. But I think Miss Pops is the innocent one.
I'll grant you that two of them
Oh
are
my
father and
gosh.
daughter.
It's just I might not be right. Isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It's no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved. And the two of them made good use of their meetings planned to this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable?
No, that's impossible. He said two people. Two people.
There's three.
There's three. There was three kidnappers. We could present anything that shows three kidnappers. Like, what about were there three stolen costumes? Or I mean, there were several stolen costumes, not just two. Well, over there with the boxes of costumes, weren't there several stolen costumes?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
3 costumes. The kidnapper stole 3 costumes. Or maybe even 4.
I have you now. This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone.
And what kind of proof do you have of that?
Quite simply, there are 3 kidnappers.
3?
Well,
4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe the 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping.
what?
Who? Who is this mastermind?
I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping.
Oh, Luke, I guess we can go with your theory. Oh my gosh.
Take that.
What?
Lance Amano?
He kidnapped himself?
Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us.
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces but two. One was a woman.
What?
However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But I know I only saw 2 people.
This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them.
Ah, yes, but when we were being held, I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you?
Nope. You better tell us what happened, dude.
Okay.
Because somebody got shot. So we have to figure out who done it! Hopefully it wasn't you, dude. Because then you'll be going behind bars for a very long time.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Lance's testimony. There's nothing wrong with your foot, just don't do that. Do you need this?
No. I'm just fidgety today.
Fidgety monkey. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time. Well, the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Through the underground passageway, I presume.
Are you okay?
Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but... Now you believe me, right? Not quite yet, no. Oh, how can you not? Why do you look at me with such icy daggers in your eyes?
Because he's a prosecutor, because they're all like that.
I'll have you know, Agent Lies offer discerning the truth. And should they be
Interpreted.
And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little.
You can do it, Edgeworth.
Lance's testimony again. I was kidnapped yesterday morning.
Hold it!
Oops. Are we back? Testing 1 2 1 2. Okay. Can you tell us about where you were when you were abducted in Little Tomorrow? I gotta do it again. Can you tell us about when you were... Amber, stop moving!
Sorry.
Can you tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail? It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. And where were you when you experienced this calm? Our family garden, of course. Where else could it have been?
How would we know that?
Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more priceless than a prince. Oh, wait, sorry. Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince.
Yep.
I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah. Then, out of the blue, someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth. You didn't see your attacker. They must have used some drug to knock me out, because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hideout, already all tied up.
Why does he still have handcuffs on?
They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time.
Hold it!
By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers? They spoke in a hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared I could tell they were so nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard the rain falling outside. Hold it right there. The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt?
What a pointless question! It's not like he's gonna tell you anything new, you know.
I'm getting to that. It's a poetic
Simile.
simile. You learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well.
Edgeworth is refined!
My hands were cuffed. It was a stroke of luck that I left me alone. I don't think so. Then those cuffs on your wrists, I suppose you are still cuffed in that case? I'm well aware of how I'm chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from the jail cell, I'll forever be a prisoner.
Yeah, I'm sure someone can figure out how to get those off.
Oh my gosh. Even looks like you could slip out of those. I made my escape and ran away from the room as fast as I could.
Hold it!
How did you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape.
Oh, wow.
I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. Okay, so he wants us to press something. The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use the underground passageway. Yeah, but you can't. It's pitch black down there.
The door was locked.
What exactly?
It says the door was locked tightly. I had to use the underground passageway. I think that contradicts the evidence.
This one?
Yeah, I think we should present the broken sword because the police said the door was unlocked and it was just the sword jamming it.
Yeah.
I think we should present that on that statement.
Okay. Present sword.
I think he's lying. The door was not locked. He went out of the underground passageway because he's in on it. Because if he wasn't, imagine if he wasn't in on it. If he wasn't in on it, he would have just taken the sword away from the door. The whole point of that sword there was so that he could, get out of there and people would still think that he was kidnapped so he could get the ransom money.
That makes sense. Alright, let's do the sword.
Hopefully.
Objection! You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really? Wow. I'll do that again. You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really? No!
His handcuffs just came off!
We're talking about the room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Sheena?
Yes, that's correct.
Then take a look at this.
What is that, a sword? It's not a especially reliable one if it's broken like that.
Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by the sword, which was used to jam the handle.
Ah!
Oh, sorry, that was the other guy. Oh! Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape?
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't I? I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it.
Uh-huh.
As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own.
You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way.
And what would that be?
A motive, what else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself?
Oh, you young cub. This proves that Lance did indeed have motive to commit his crime.
Maybe he needed money for something? Tender loan company? What is that?
I would say this.
Maybe that was a letter from the loan company? I don't know.
Take that!
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a jeez. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Ah!
Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. Oh, wow. Must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your old man, huh?
No, all right, I give up. I abducted myself. Are you happy?
Lance!
It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that 1 million, but now, that dream is over.
Oh, Lance!
Then you are giving yourself up? Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money, that's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. Really? It's that convenient? When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside the room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up.
Maybe he's the one who didn't want to split the ransom money.
Lolly left first in the Blue Badger costume. That would mean the... Oh, jeez. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Miss Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a badger costume. Took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly.
I still don't believe it. That person is not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father.
And Lolly, then it really was you.
He tried to get her to confess. Maybe...
He's behind everything. He killed...
I think maybe he maybe he just stuffed that costume with nobody in it and made her think that there was somebody in it and made her think she shot somebody. I think he killed her father.
Maybe. Chain of events.
That man was not my father because at the stadium there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. Oh! Wait a second. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground and I ran, scared for my life.
I was thinking maybe Lance pretended to be the bad badger, pretended to threaten her, and then ran away, and then she thought it was her dad that threatened her.
I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you?
Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. He's sus. Look at his finger. It keeps, like, peering and looking. See how his hand keeps moving?
Yeah, he's trying to see what she's reacting.
He's trying to see what the reaction is to all the people. He did it. He 100% did it.
Yeah.
So Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he was? Whoa, that's horrible.
If what she says is true,
Are you saying she's lying? Why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve?
You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
What I mean is listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see.
I don't know why she's trying to cut her hair off.
The dude used her. He used her love. He never planned on being with her. He planned on taking the money and running. And he killed the father. And then he blamed the... It's not an accidental killing. Like, he killed the father, took the money, and then was trying to put all the blame on Lolly, basically. He's trying to get rid of both family members.
Yeah, probably.
That man was not my father because at the stadium...
Please calm down and let's slowly talk through this.
But I...
All you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me, Lauren?
But... Alright, so... At the stadium... There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it.
Hold it!
That was the ransom money, wasn't it?
Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on the phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and run off with the ransom money, and about how he had a gun. But the badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead.
Were you able to clearly see the gun?
Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't know.
I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no. She did kill her father. The gun was
sewn onto the costume.
sewn onto the other costume. Oh, that's disturbing. No way they
It
go
was a
that far.
plastic gun that was sewn onto the costume.
My gosh. He set them up. I think. Oh, I hope not. That would be sad.
Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Oh my gosh. Miss Pops,
Yes?
please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
Yes, of course.
There you go.
But the badger pointed the gun at me in his left hand, aiming to shoot me dead.
And you felt that your life was in danger, correct?
Yes, I'm about to die, I thought. So. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance.
Hold it!
You shot Mr. Deacon.
Ah! Miss Pops. Yes, I shot him.
Ha 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 ha! And that's that. As they say, is that.
Agent Lang, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet.
You're gonna continue questioning her? What a waste of time.
Miss Pops, if you please continue.
Oh, all right. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life.
Hold it!
Did you take off immediately following the gunshot?
Yes?
And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot?
I was scared. I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth?
She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see.
That man was not my father!
Pulling the suitcase. The badger pointed the gun in his left hand at me. Present. I think I have to present this.
Oh.
It was ripped from the Badger costume. It's capable of firing blanks.
Yeah, you could try that.
I'll try it.
Objection!
Take a good look at this.
What about it?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I don't think you pulled out the right piece of evidence. Ha! Wonderful subordinate there, so willing to point out his boss's mistake. Ha! Detective Gumshoe, you refrain from excessive talking. I'll try, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I guess that wasn't right.
Well, maybe we can see if he was left or right-handed. Would that help? Would that be on his profile about that statement? I thought it said something about him being... It said left... I thought it said in his profile that he was not left-handed.
Where did you see his real escape? Stole a
Dominant
gun.
hand, right.
Oh.
Maybe we can
Okay.
try presenting that, except I would have presented what you did.
Ah, I'm sorry. I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed.
What? Then
The person standing at gunpoint from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Knuckle back!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the gun was his left. Isn't it possible that it went down like that?
No.
Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Fish be handy. Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it.
Enough with your smugness. Out with it already.
Miss Pops told us earlier. There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it. According to you, the bad badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops?
yes, exactly. And I am sure it was the bad badger. It has those huge sunglasses on its face.
And if that's the case, then why can we see there's a huge contradiction?
Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the bad badger, and yet the bad badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. It wasn't the bad badger. Probably.
She said she saw the bad badger, and she also said he had a gun in his left hand. The only way it could be she could have seen both those things is they could have both been correct. She could have seen the bad badger's head, and she could have had the other badger's body. They could have swapped head and body. Then both statements could be correct.
Okay,
Or-
so what do you want to try?
I guess both are correct.
Both are correct? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They are both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with an irreversible contradiction.
Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if the bad badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half?
No pants.
This proves that there was a way for the bad badger to freely use both of his hands.
The bad.
Bad badger's head.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just his head.
Take that!
The costume have two parts to them, a head and the body.
Oh, I get it now.
The head Miss Pop saw was probably really the head of the bad badger. However, it was not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger.
A different badger?
Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. The body of the bad badger Miss Pop saw really was... probably this one.
Yeah, the regular badger. Proto.
Proto badger.
Take that!
What? What the heck is it?
It's the proto badger.
Yes, and it's simply a matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the blue badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the pink badger is the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that is left is the Proto-Badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto-Badger costume?
That would be Lance!
No!
Oh! Lance had the gun on her! Oh my gosh!
Not so fast.
Wow.
Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he's plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing?
The stage was set up in the stadium was nothing more than a setup. And purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim, it was all done so that he could pull the trigger. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, he probably gave her a gun with no bullets in it.
What exactly would I have done? What exactly would I have... Wow. What exactly would I have had to do? Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? That doesn't make any sense. There should be commas and all that other stuff there.
Yeah.
It's not a very good sentence. There's but one reason, Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What?
No!
That's slander! Take it back! You take it back right now! Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand.
Not so fast.
Hey! Who's one-handed doesn't prove a thing.
Yes, it does.
And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like Proto-Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right?
Objection.
Of course, logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well, and prepared accordingly. And this should all be the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Whoops. The blanks in the gun.
Oh,
The
yeah.
gun that Lance gave her.
It's capable of firing blanks. Oh my gosh.
So, Deacon was killed before.
He ripped that gun from the Bad Badger and gave it to her, but it wasn't even a real gun. It was like a prop gun.
Lance is the killer, that's right.
Take that.
We found one half of the... Wow, my voice is confused. We found one half of the Badger costume in the Hideout, broken one. Oh, sorry. We found one half of the Bad Badger costume in the Hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Pops, where is the gun you use now?
I threw it away into the sea.
That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question.
Not so fast.
I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture.
I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I'm right is very high.
Okay, let's pretend that you're right, and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor?
I don't know yet.
Ha! I knew you were full of it.
However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame.
Oh, wow.
Please wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. Wow,
This is disturbing. And also, why would he tied up her dad? What a complete... I hope this guy rots in jail for the rest of his life.
In these games, they get executed.
Good. This guy is terrible. He was literally dating the woman that he killed her father.
He wasn't dating her. It's one-sided. He knew that she loved him. He used her, and then he framed her for murder.
What a
That's not love.
sick person.
Love would be they both grabbed the suitcase and ran away.
Mm.
He ran away with the money.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just have to readjust myself. What Miss Pop saw, number 2. All right. God bless and happy gaming, Kwings. Thank you, Justo Kenobi.
Thank you, Justo. You're breathtaking. Oh, God bless you too, Justo, and everyone here. Thank you so much.
Hi, little one. All right, here we go. What Miss Pop saw.
I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon.
He probably had killed him.
He tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the next door.
Oh my gosh, I cannot deal with this! What? Curse you, Lance!
After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
We thought it attract too much attention if we lived together, so I left first. He planned to meet up on the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone.
Oliver managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at the same time.
Yeah, right.
And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pop saw the victim with her own eyes. Which means that the victim was still alive at the time, wouldn't you agree?
No.
Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss about this account.
He could have looked like he was sleeping, but he could have actually been dead.
Let's see what happens when I examine it more details.
This is very disturbing.
It is very disturbing. Okay. What Miss Pop saw.
I came back to the hideout.
Hold it. When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout?
It was after we had picked up the ransom money.
And where were you until the time you returned?
I was scouting the park out and making preparations for escape. I walked around in various areas looking for the best route.
Ah, so each of them had their own roles to play. Interesting.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout. By that time, Lance has already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door.
Hold it!
How did Lance look at the time?
Well, he looked shocked. He also looked a little down when I saw that sadness in his eyes.
Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like?
He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door.
Hold it! You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
Yes, I'm certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said that it was best if I didn't get too close to him.
Ooh.
Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Then are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm absolutely sure. It just had to be Mr. Deacon.
You didn't see his face. This is making me throw up.
Uh-oh.
What?
It sounds like our series is going to get interrupted. She saw
What
a
do you
bad
mean?
badger head.
What do you mean?
Almost at her super chat goal.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Justo Kenobi.
Says, I didn't... Making Edgeworth sound like Bane for 10 minutes sounds like fun!
Oh, well, it happened.
Oh no!
Actually, that's not what the super chat says.
Actually, it's all the characters are gonna sound like Bane.
Bane voices
No!
all characters. Oh my gosh.
All right. Thank you all for the super chats. You guys are breathtaking. Oh my gosh. Wow. Bring on the Bane train. The goal is achieved.
All right. Oh no.
Thank you for the super chats, Miss Deanna, Justo, and one other person. I think, maybe Miss Deanna again. So 2 from Miss Deanna and 3 from Justo. Thank you guys and girls for the super chats.
Everybody. Okay, here we go.
10 minutes?
10 minutes starting now. All right, here we go. Welcome everyone to BANE Plays Ace Attorney Investigations, where I will be doing a Let's Play of all the characters that you see before you for 10 minutes. The timer has begun now, and I have to play the cute Miss Pops first. The captive had a badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon. Whoops, I meant to hit the press button. This is difficult to do. Hold it! So, the tied-up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume. Is this correct? Yes, and it would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection?
Yes!
Yes, I feel like I must raise the objection. Now, the person you saw was not the victim. What? Why not? Said Miss Pops. I will tell you why not with this. This, Miss Pops, shows us that the person you saw was not the victim. What should I present?
There could have been anyone wearing the bad badger's head.
Anyone
The bad
wearing the badger's hat. So you wish me to not do the unicorn?
Fine, do the unicorn if you feel like it.
You wish for me to click the badger head? Yes?
That's what I'm thinking, Bean.
Chat, should I or should I not present the badger head? Yes or no? Answer wisely, for this playthrough is yours. Choose wisely.
It's Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, says Jesse.
Time is not on your side, Gotham. Choose wisely. Yes. Very well. You have chosen the badger's head. Take that! Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. It was. Huh? Said Miss Pops. The person you actually saw was this person. Let us not stand on ceremony here. For it was Lance. Wait, it was me. It was I.
Oh my gosh!
Miles Edgeworth.
It was Miles.
Huh? The person I saw was Mr. Edgeworth, said the young girl with the lollipop ring.
Oh my gosh.
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? Ah, said the young boy. It is not as though I saw the face of my kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But, in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon.
Oh,
And
wow.
if that was the reason for which I was abducted in darkness,
then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at the time.
Oh, wow.
Well, Lance, am I correct in that assumption?
Wow.
Egad, says Lance, that is complicated. You showed Miss Pops a person, namely I, with the big badger head on my face. And then made our costume escape together, or so you pretended. For it was not two lovers that would ride off into the sunset with the money, but you on your way to the Caribbean to be on some island with some floozies. Huh?
Oh,
What
sorry.
do you mean he pretended to love me? Says the very sad girl with the cheap lollipop ring. Yes, exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the big badger head from my unconscious self. And gug, said the young man Lance. And to create this fake person, and to create his fake prison with a prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway in the darkness.
Wow.
Avoiding the light. Hold your tongue, boy, said the Detective Lang. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave, says Edward, standing in front of the sweet background, making me crave a gingerbread house for reasons I am not aware of. We have heard a lot out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence, said Detective Lang. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment, all of that could have happened while you were out cold and being in darkness. Lance interrupts angrily. That's right! You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would still have seen me tied to that beam. Miss Pops, I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room, fearing for my life. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth, she reclaimed.
Wow.
The detective bursts in. You see, says Detective Lang, it would seem that you can't prove a darn thing, Mr. Prosecutor. Yan, says Miles Edgeworth with a shock. Hold it! Who said that, says Agent Lang, as they all look confused, standing in front of the Gatewater Amusement Park banner. It was I! Please wait, says Ernest Amano, the father whose money was stolen. Mr. Amano, says Edgeworth. Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others, says the father in a stern tone. Dad, says Lance. Let's see, you are the one in charge of this investigation, correct? Says the father, Ernest. Yes, says Agent Lang with his shades upon his face. That is right. I am the cool agent here in charge of this case. I am sorry, says the father. My son has nothing but trouble to you. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for all of you. Oh, says Agent Lang. Do you now? Yes. There it is! Is that what I think it is? Exclaims Miles Edgeworth. It is the Bad Badger costume, says the ninja girl with enthusiasm. The victim was wearing, and here is a gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these things myself.
Fabricated evidence, probably.
It appears that they were disposed of in the sea.
Yeah, right.
Being the rich person I am, I used my boat to fish it out. The evidence is yours, Gotham. Ah, this one is in this country who actually obeys the laws. Surprising, said Agent Lang. Oh, there. Now, Agent Lang, please calm down, says the father. What the heck is this scrap of paper? Lang exclaims. This appears to be the letter from the chief of police, says the assistant. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? Says Miles Edgeworth. And that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, BANE Plays Ace Attorney. Please use the time code to see that we, here at KwingsLetsPlays, have done our requirement of the Super Chat goal. Thank you to all of the great sponsors for making this 10 minutes of joy possible. I return your Let's Play, already in progress, to you, Gotham. Until next time, BANE Plays is over.
Thanks for the super chats, Miss Deanna and Justo. Appreciate it so much. Thank you guys and gals, and thank you everyone for the super chats today.
There we go. So, evidence discovered. All right, everybody happy? Thank you guys so much for your contributions, and I hope everyone enjoyed that. So that was BANE Plays. And no, it doesn't hurt my voice at all. What? Says Miles Edgeworth. Now I'm back to doing the narrator. Hi, little one.
The chief of police! What the? Just who does he think he is?
Oh, the person who wields the highest authority in this area.
Oh, there, yes. Now, there is no need to be so upset, everyone.
I'm not a cop from this land, but I'm really confused. So I'm not bound by the laws of your country.
Thank you for the gifted membership, Justo Kenobi, on top of that.
Thank you, you're breathtaking, Justo, thank you.
Now. This wasn't meant to be a strong arm into anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land.
I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, it doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Alright now, let's take a look at this new evidence.
I've already got the results back. I've had special forensics research lab I had special forensics research lab that I am on good terms with conduct the tests. They have verified that the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints could find were yours, Lauren. What?
Wow.
You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final piece of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it. These are the case-making pieces of evidence? Ha! I'll be the judge of that.
Fabricated.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So the father is now trying to forge evidence to save his son. Wow.
What a dirty person. He already knows his son killed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's gonna try to pin it on an innocent girl who already saw her father, who his son used. and then killed her father, and now he's gonna try to frame her for murder. What a sick family. I hope they both go to prison. They both should, since now he's fabricated evidence.
Your little foot almost knocked that over. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, that means examining everything, including this... I can't include the gun? Really? Weird. What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head. Okay.
Hey, they're sparkly. I bet they're really valuable.
Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here? Mirror fragments jotted down in the court organizer. There was a struggle. A mirror broke. 2 guns. Could this be the actual murder weapon? Revolver jotted down in the court organizer. This bullet hole.
It kind of looks like burns around the edges.
Wait! Those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is the most important fact. It was shot at close range.
Yeah.
Why is that, Mr. Prosecutor?
Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range.
So the father took a gun and shot the costume himself.
No, Lance killed the guy inside the costume.
Oh.
At point-blank range.
Oh.
There was no pointing the gun at somebody and shooting. Like, there's literally, they have, hi, Link.
So he just executed her father.
The father was betrayed, yeah. Warned at the time of the shooting, the gunpowder burn is proof he was shot from point-blank range. It was shot in an angle that it went all the way up through his shoulder.
Wow. Disturbing. Thank you, Miss Deanna, for the super chat.
You can read Miss Deanna first. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Deanna.
It says, at first I thought it was a fun, happy-go-lucky comedy game, but now it feels more like a true crime documentary. After what I'm seeing right now, says Miss Deanna.
Yeah.
This is very disturbing.
Yup.
It started out goofy.
It started out as a goofy case with badgers, but then it turned out to be one of the darkest Ace Attorney cases in quite a while. Isn't that right, Mr. Link? Mr. Link is like, yes, I am Mr. Link. Would you like to rub my cheeks? Purr, purr, purr. Okay. Well, as these are not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen. Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince Mr. Edgeworth over there. Decisive evidence. Yeah, it's decisive evidence of something.
I agree, Miss Deanna. This started out very goofy, and it has now become very dark. I'm actually feeling disturbed. I'm glad I'm not doing this late at night. It would very much bother me. I can see why this game is rated T for teen now, says Miss Deanna.
I mean, most Ace Attorney games are because of the blood and other stuff, so, I mean, it's pretty common.
Yeah, well, this one in particular is rated that.
True.
One of the cases was rated M.
Yeah. There was one case that was rated M. Probably because of all the blood and stuff. We did that one, though. Right, ready? Decisive evidence. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even if you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Yeah, it would be... I mean, he's trying to get her off on self-defense, but he's covering up a murder.
You know what would have been...
What short is pulling up a 404 page error? What short? Popstar, can you tell me what short is having an error? The Adorable Pets? That works. Okay. I'm sorry. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Sorry, there's Kay.
Oh no! This isn't helpful at all!
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. Wow. That may be all you can do, however. I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie.
You wound me. Why won't you believe even in the face of all this evidence?
Because we can tell you did it. You bad man.
You bad man.
You bad hairdo freak.
It's easy to tell you did it, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't even care about that girl.
Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderer's gun.
Hold it!
Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops?
There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensic techniques money can buy performed.
I find that a bit peculiar.
What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me?
What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Yes!
Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pop's print should be on that gun to begin with. And the reason why Miss Pop's print should not be on the gun is...
I had a good argument going.
What do you think, Linky? Because she was wearing a costume?
Right! She was wearing a costume! She can't leave her handprints when she's wearing a costume. I would just present the stolen costumes, personally, and then it would just show that they were all wearing costumes.
Okay.
I don't know, that's what I would do.
Let's try it. It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume.
Huh? But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints.
It's impossible, she was wearing a costume.
Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit. Back in the hideout.
Could you read that line again, please?
I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house.
To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pop's prints found their way onto the gun.
Yeah!
Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer.
But you still don't have any. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right?
Wow!
You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer.
Right?
Lance!
What? No way! I'm incredibly worried about her.
You just said the opposite.
But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right?
Wow.
That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence.
What? How? I paid good money to hide that.
The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the murder was not committed at the stadium at all.
The
costume with
the
the-
costume with the burn marks.
Exactly. Wait, where is it? Where is the costume with the burn mark? Is that not a piece of evidence?
Maybe there's one more page.
No. There is no
Well,
more
go
page.
back to the first page then. This costume. Well, where's the first page?
The very first page?
Yeah. Why
There's
why
his
isn't
body.
it showing the evidence that they just gave us?
Yeah, where's the evidence with the burn mark on it? Lance is a jerk? Totally. Well, that's weird. We just examined the evidence. Why is it not showing up?
I don't know. Well, why isn't it not showing the...
Oh,
there we go.
It's
The
called
costume.
the victim's costume.
It just has the head there.
It just has the head. Okay, so it was updated. My fault, guys. Sorry.
It's okay.
Take that!
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it. Right there.
Yeah. The burn stuff.
The burn around the bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point-blank range.
Oh, so then you mean the murderer Miss Oldbag saw at the stadium really was
Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there wouldn't be any gunpowder. No!
Hey, look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is, then?
Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Mr. Lance and the victim were at just before I was imprisoned was... the House of Mirrors.
Must have been the House of Mirrors because that's where the shards came from.
I've got it! I know the real scene of the murder. The real location in which Mr. Deacon was killed is here. The haunted house.
Yeah.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume that the murder took place in the haunted house.
The haunted house?
Yes, and I have proof that is likely that the victim was killed there. What proves that the real scene of the crime was the haunted house, the glass inside the costume head?
Yeah.
Except how did the glass get inside the costume head?
I have no idea.
Take that!
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror.
A mirror? And what does that have to do with anything?
Indeed, you don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous.
However, there's one place I can think of where it's a plethora of mirror fragments. And that was the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with a revolver in the haunted house. After that, you stole the Blue Badger Mobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger Mobile was stolen confirms that as fact. No. Miles, my boy, say no more! I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that.
Alright, be quiet.
Yes, please. Yes, please, do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense.
Ernest Amano, correct? I meant you. Now be quiet, Gramps.
What?
How dare you!
You don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor.
What?
Shana, wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout?
Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror, that's for the haunted house.
You see? Isn't it possible that fragments got into the costume there?
But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low.
Not so fast. Probability? Lang Z says, on truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof, my man. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is do you have the definitive proof you need?
Wow, Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Prosecutor, do you?
Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no.
See? So since you don't have any, shut up!
I don't have the evidence yet, but Mr. Wolf, I'm certain that the murder occurred the time I turned the ransom over. And at that time, the only people at the haunted house, besides myself, were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder.
What now, Mr. Prosecutor?
Agent Lang, I have a special request.
Yeah?
I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house.
Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission?
Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth.
Alright, permission granted. But you're not to touch a single thing, got it?
That won't be a problem. All that's important for me is that the people be brought to justice through the light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is.
Shanae,
I'm here.
put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately.
Understood. I'll get to the Gateway Group's approval.
Hold it.
Who was that?
No. Let's hold on for a second. There is no need to obtain approval. Mr. Amano? Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this.
What is this? Shine!
It's the deed to the haunted house.
The deed? Read it out loud.
Gatewater Land hereby bequeaths the property known as Haunted House to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of 1 million paid in full in cash.
What?
They could still...
As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house.
Are you kidding? When did you...
I ran it into the owner of the park earlier, and we made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in a blink of an eye.
That's 1 million you paid? Don't tell me it was.
Oh, that is right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now.
You used the ransom money!
Mr. Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on.
Discuss? What is there to discuss?
Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course.
Huh?
While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Amano was out there preempting us.
But we should still be able to search his premises.
Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Ah, Mr. Amano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever.
Wow. That dude is obstructing justice. He's also now in on it because he's protecting his son, who he knows is guilty. They're both going to jail.
Yeah, and also, I mean, even if you own a property, though, the police can still search your property if they have reason to believe that murder was committed. I don't know why him buying it would make any difference. I don't know.
Wow, how are they going to wrap this up now?
Seems weird.
This is crazy. Final confrontation, former. Is it really? Because the ladder. Final confrontation, the ladder. How are we going to do this? March 13th, 4:27 p.m. Gateway Land Main Gate. What a horrible son.
Yep.
If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost.
Hold it! Hold it, hold it, hold it!
Okay.
Mr. Prosecutor, what are you doing spacing out? Haven't you forgotten? There's only one thing you should do at a time like this.
Smile, but that's Phoenix Wright's thing. Oh, what is that?
When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu.
But I thought you were a thief, not a hero.
Well, the Yatagarasu is noble and is always a thief of justice. That's all.
That is, of course.
If we have enough information, I can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this little thief. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimony...
Ah, you can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out new information through this. It's worth a try. Agent Lang.
So you want to use your little toy? Be my guest. I don't care.
Okay, hang on. You're all about to witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Detective Gumshoe, is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprints among the police reference documents?
Yes, sir. We got it just in case we needed it for the kidnapping case.
Alright, I'll input the haunted house data then. Here we go. Whoa!
What is this? Where are we? It's like we're inside the haunted house.
Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene.
Now he's gonna investigate the VR.
Okay, what should I recreate first then?
You haven't figured it out yet.
Maybe I haven't, but I'm gonna make you do all the hard work.
Very well, I'd like to inspect the moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I verify that it may provide me with a new lead. I just come out of the dining hall after leaving the money inside the dining room. After that, I saw a badger slumped over the floor at the end of the hall.
Ah, what was a badger doing all the way down there?
I also thought it strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set up there for atmosphere.
Do you know which badger it was?
No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette.
In that case, I'll just have to program a badger silhouette in for now.
It's a dead badger.
Okay, programming complete.
Yeah, the way he's sitting. So the other badger... Then I started walking towards the exit.
And that's when you were struck from behind, right?
Oh, the sword is from this area too, Luke.
Yes.
That's odd. The hallway is a dead end. Where did your assailant come from?
There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here.
In the other room?
In this room, maybe?
Take that!
What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth? That's a terrible hiding spot.
He'd have to be a real ninja. Sorry, it's okay.
He'd have to be a real ninja to get away with hiding there.
That was not exactly the nuance I was trying to convey. Where would my assailant have hidden himself in this haunted house? The dining room? I believe my assailant was lying in wait here. Dining room? Perhaps? I don't know.
Well, maybe we can click on the person sitting there.
What? Really?
I don't know.
Take that!
That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was in fact a costume kidnapper.
Oh, so we used the costume as the perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house?
Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and was about to leave. Then, just as he saw me take a step towards the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can think of no better hiding place than this.
Hey, not bad. I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself.
Just don't use it to do anything criminal, Kay.
Okay.
Well, Lance? What? What are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you a chance to confess first. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come up to the haunted house, but I've never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money. He didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth, or is it just another lie? Alright then, you're claiming that it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me? Yes, I'm sure it was him.
Okay, inputting that new info now. Mr. Deacon was a bad badger, right? Since the bad badger has a gun attached to its right hand, I'll have to change it so the weapon is in his left hand then.
Now to verify the facts of this recreation.
No, because Mr. Deacon is right-handed.
True.
So it had to have been Lance.
Investigate. Okay. Hi, little one.
Hello.
Okay, I'm free to move around.
Well, I don't know what we can
I remember
do.
glancing over here and seeing this figure sitting here as I left the dining room. That's okay.
So I guess I got it spot on when I put it here in my recreation.
I didn't take a good look, but I'm sure there was a badger here. Okay.
When you take a look around, it almost feels like more like a house of mirrors.
Indeed. Who has ever heard of this many mirrors inside of a haunted house before?
Well, unless we know this is the real crime scene thanks to these mirror shards. Hey, wait, these shards! There's something different about them.
Oh?
The ones we found earlier are thicker than the shards from these mirrors of the wall. And look, there's some sort of design on the back, too.
The pieces from the costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. What does this mean? Could it be that our pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? Okay. I'm gonna walk up to this guy.
I imagine this is how he snuck up on you.
That gadget of yours can replicate people's movements.
Well, it's used to plan heists. So of course it's got to be able to simulate the police.
Ah, it's definitely very well made. Perhaps too well made. Maybe I should confiscate it after the investigation.
Oh, there's the prop sword.
Trying to look at it. Pieces of a set of armor on a pile here.
Why do you think they almost always have sets of armor inside a haunted house?
Because they're spooky. I suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of
Abnormalcy?
yes, that. Abnormalcy.
Why do all your explanations have to be so hard to understand, Mr. Prosecutors?
Sometimes they're hard even for myself.
Oh, I'll try and explain it again, but this time so that even a thief like me can understand.
That may prove to be most difficult task. They like to put scary things inside haunted houses, so freaky nights are what they like to do.
Oh.
Yes, right. Okay. What else can we do? There's a torch here. Is this mirrored?
Whoa, we could, oh.
It's a replica of myself. Quite handsome, if I do say so myself.
You were totally oblivious to what was behind you, huh?
Yes, I suppose I'm also to blame for what happened to me. It was incredibly dark, which was all the more reason I should have been more alert. I vowed to never be caught by surprise again. You didn't recreate the weapon.
What? Well, I can't exactly recreate something I know nothing about. So tell me, what were you hit with then?
The attack came from behind, so I have no idea, but I doubt it was someone's bare hands.
Okay, then, where were you hit?
I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There was a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious.
Ouch! Sounds painful.
Why are you smirking like that when you say that?
Oh, it's just your imagination. Now let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon. Looking for something the culprit could have used to hit you with.
The broken sword.
Yeah, the sword.
I have it. There was indeed one such object lying here in this hallway. A prop sword.
Are you talking about this thing here?
Yes, indeed. Although we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait! Yes! It's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it on me.
To leave no evidence behind, right?
Correct. It may be worth more thorough examination yet.
So, what test do you want me to run on the sword?
Well, there was blood, so we could test for luminol.
Luminol. The culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminol test. It's possible that some of my blood found its way onto this sword. Agent Lang, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter?
Like I have a choice. Shana, call that lab boys.
Understood.
Except for the dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless.
It must have been been the left side of the prop sword that hit you then, right?
Broken prop sword data updated in the organizer.
Okay, I'll update the recreation of this new piece of info.
Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Oh my gosh, creepy.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence? No, not yet. No! I made a mistake. Okay.
And in the next instant, the badger will swing his left arm, complete with weapon in hand.
Yes, to club me with the left side of the prop sword.
Shall I recreate the moment of your impact? I want to see the pained expression on your face.
It's just fine the way it is. Wait, maybe not. Is it just my imagination, or is there something not quite right?
You know, the blue badger is pretty bad looking when you see him up close.
Well, what did you expect from a character named the Bad Badger?
Oh, those sunglasses, wearing them in the dark makes him seem extra bad.
Now I'm lost. Which meaning of bad does she really mean? I guess I have to... It's me. I have to say, it's rather embarrassing to see myself like this.
Oh, so what were you thinking at the time?
I don't recall, but I would guess that I was thinking about the kidnapping.
Really? Because I don't think so at all. Your face practically screams, I'm about to be conked over the head.
If I had known that at the time, do you think I would have let myself be hit?
Oh.
One sec, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I was just checking the time and I had to move the other stream. So is there anything else we can do here?
Maybe I mean, it has a huge deduce thing up there.
What would you like me to try to deduce? His head? The body? The gun? The sword?
Well, let's see. We already tested it with luminol.
Oh. Oh, no, yeah, that's the sword.
Okay, I think we should connect. I think this is obvious, but I think we should click on the sword and connect it with the broken prop sword to explain that it's the same sword.
Okay. Is this somehow connected to any of the piece of evidence that I hold? Yes. Broken sword.
Eureka!
Finally, I have found a clear contradiction of the facts about this sword. Except for a bit on the left side, this prop sword is absolutely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side.
The opposite side, huh?
If the culprit held the sword in his left hand, then the sword's right side would hit.
I see, but the blood was on the left side of the sword, right? Which means that he used his right hand to hit you?
Exactly. This prop sword has a large hand guard attached to the hilt. It would be impossible to hold it with two hands while wearing a costume with such big hands. Therefore, it couldn't be the left hand or both hands. It must have been the right.
I'll change the data to reflect a right-handed swing.
Not yet, Kay. There's no sense in changing anything yet. If you change the parameters to the right hand, it would only create a new contradiction.
Changing the prop sword to be in the culprit's right hand would conflict with what?
Would conflict with,
The culprit hit me in the right temple.
well, I mean, I would say, he can't, the whole reason we have it in his left hand is because he's holding the blue badger gun in his right hand.
Okay.
So I think we should either use the
Missing model gun?
Yeah, the model gun or that picture of him, of the badger showing, or the bad badger showing the gun in his hand. Yeah, we should show the gun, I think. Because that's what reason they originally said that he had it in his left hand. But this is also confusing since we saw that badger costume with the gun ripped off of it. I'm just very confused, honestly.
Take that!
The bad badger already holds a gun in his right hand, so he can't hold a sword in addition.
Hey, that's right. Then what now? If it wasn't in his left hand or his right hand...
It means that the one who struck me could not have been the bad badger.
What?
Are you paying attention, Lance? Yeah. Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me, which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Yeah, fine. It was me. I hit you. It appears that you lied to me yet again, but you see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance.
Wait, isn't Lance left-handed?
Ah, yes, but that's what makes the deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's dominant hand is difficult. But that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Yeah. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance. Or should I say Proto-Badger?
You got it! Here I go!
Proto-badger, away.
Looks creepy.
Yeah, honestly, Proto-badger is even creepier.
Now we have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me.
Oh, right! All we have to do is examine this new recreation and...
Not so fast! And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? Oh, that amusing little gadget, it sure packs a punch, right, Sheena?
Yes, it was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of little thief, you mean old werewolf! He and Mr. Edgeworth bring out the best in each other.
You'd have that little fun, huh? But now it's my turn. I've sat quietly by listening. But that crude conclusion you two keep spewing, don't whet this wolf's appetite. There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real situation at any given time. All it did is display whatever information you put in there, right?
Whoa, when you put it that way.
Your suppositions are wrong, and it's not your fault, so I'm gonna let you in on this. There is a trick to this haunted house.
And what may that be exactly?
A trick beyond that your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena!
Here you are.
Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in the pamphlet. The 7 Wonders of the Haunted House, the Disappearing Badger.
What is this?
I'd say that someone around here is fond of theatrics. And as you can see, they set a doll down at the end of this hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll.
Okay. Pamphlet updated.
How can this be? Guess that throws your whole theory about it being your attacker right out the window. Yeah.
But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hid the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead. That's exactly what I was thinking.
If the criminal couldn't even hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Do you get it now, thanks to your presumptions? Your logic started off weak and led you to the completely wrong conclusion. Now get off your high horse.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Okay, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me.
Huh? You don't know when to quit, do you?
I can't quit up not until I can declare that I found the truth.
Agent Lang, for the additional information you have my thanks.
Huh? There you go again. Well, see if I care.
Okay, I'm updating the recreation now.
Okay. I don't see how this is going to make much of a difference.
That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto badger all of a sudden.
If the slumped-over badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding?
Well, that's what we're gonna find out, right? So come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's go.
Yes, let's. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere.
Oh, you didn't examine that mirror.
Which one?
Any of them.
Yes, I did.
The whole one over there you didn't examine.
Yes, I did.
Oh, what about that lamp? They have glass shards on the lamp.
What?
That lamp on the... Oh, that's her. That lamp has glass shards. I thought it did. It looks like it's made of glass.
Miss Pops, by my hand I'll prove your innocence in the murder of Mr. Deacon. Therefore, please don't fret. It will soon be over. Do you not trust me?
Your face is all beat red, Miss Pops. No, I can't. I have Lance.
Lolly, don't tell me that you like that guy more than me.
You murdered her father, you creep!
Oh, why am I so pathetic? I'm so easily swayed by even a single glance.
I have that effect on women.
I'm...
What exactly is she going on about?
I think you have another guilty person on your hands, Mr. Edgeworth.
Homewrecker, I see. I can't really examine anything.
It'd be better for her to be in love with Mr. Edgeworth because he's a nice person.
Huh.
He's a decent human being.
This is where the proto-badger shows up in our recreation.
Yes, now the question is, where did he come from?
Yeah, but there's no place to hide in our current model.
There must be an inconsistency somewhere. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house.
I bet the one who killed this blue badger was Bad Badger, right?
According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy.
All because one's an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun.
Perhaps they were just destined to battle each other, much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. There's nothing else I can click on here. Well, that was every nook and cranny, so... I have to do a deduction.
Let's see.
A hopeless romancer. How badly are we doing? Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Let's see.
What are you thinking about, honey? I can do a deduce, or I might be able to do logic. No, I can't do logic.
I think you should. I think we should go back to the crime scene where Edgeworth is being hit.
Go back and examine. I already examined it.
Well.
Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Oh wait.
Is the proto badger who struck me? I suppose I should really say that it is Lance.
Oh, are you gonna get him back?
I need not resort to violence when the lawsuit I plan to bring to court will suffice.
Really? Because I would totally have decked him right back. If someone steals from me, I steal something from them. If I get hit, I hit them back. If I get paid, I return the money. That's the secret to how a great thief works.
Her third statement does not seem to be much of a benefit to her survival.
Why would she return money when she gets paid?
Nope, there's nothing else I can click on.
Well...
I've clicked on everything. And I have no way to deduce anything.
Well, maybe... Yeah, I think you should look at that badger in the back. I don't know. Because I think it looks different on the picture.
Spot how someone connected to any of the evidence I hold.
Yeah, try that and presenting the photo rally picture.
Eureka!
I don't know.
Hold on a second here. This is something wrong with this blue badger.
Huh? Like what?
The way the belt is on him is the opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake?
No, it can't be. I inputted the image exactly as it is in this pamphlet.
So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse?
That's a good question.
The blue badger is in the pamphlet photo is in reverse to the regular blue badger. But why? There must be some sort of explanation.
Maybe we have to use either more deducing or logic?
We have two options now.
I guess we could put those together and see what happens?
Oh dear.
What?
Kay, do you remember what you said earlier?
What I said earlier? About what?
About how this building might as well have been a house of mirrors.
A house of mirrors. Oh, that would explain the reversed or mirrored image.
Yes, this blue badger might be nothing more than the reflected image of a real one.
Then, was the blue badger you saw just a reflection?
When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror...
Oh, then it would actually form an L shape.
Precisely. I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway.
Wait, but why build a place like that? It sounds pretty pointless to me.
Okay, this is a house, just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for a very specific purpose, one I can point out to you. This was the reason they built the mirror wall. I don't know, to scare you maybe? Jump out and scare you?
Oh. Well,
What do you think?
I mean, it's supposed to be, yeah, I think what you were saying, like, jumping out and scaring you. Imagine if they could move, someone could be standing right behind the mirror and move the mirror slightly out of the way and then come at you.
Well, I can present, the only thing I have is these mirror fragments. Whatever they are. It's like Scooby-Doo, kind of.
Oh, wow.
Take that!
Try the mirror fragments. Oh, I failed.
I don't get it.
Oh, that's a connection between that and the mirror wall.
No, it's wrong.
Don't we have a... don't we have the plan? Didn't Gumshoe said we have the plans for this place, the haunted house?
Okay. It's up to you to deduce if there's a connection or not.
Wait, that's your job.
I should have figured it. Couldn't get away with this one. Alright, this house is one of the attractions here at this park. I should be pretty easy to reason out why they placed a mirror here as well. There's a reason why they built the mirror wall. Whoops.
Luke, don't waste all your contradictions.
I'm not going to waste all my contradictions. Love letter... I don't have something that says park. Love letter, pops, model gun, broken sword, victim's costume, victim mirror piece,
Okay.
photo rally, badger, murder note, stolen costume, blue badger. I don't have anything that
You
says...
didn't do those two things that are at the top.
Where?
The two things that are at the top. Map and explanation of the parks and attractions listed.
Take that!
As it is written in the pamphlet, the main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger.
He disappears.
You mean they built the mirror for that trick alone?
But you said that you saw the badger, so it was definitely still there.
That was true at the time, however. Doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear in a flash. Mirror wall, probably.
Yeah, I think
To
so.
remove a reflected image, simply move the mirror.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
First, the mirror was constructed so that it could be moved. Then,
wow.
beyond there, the mirror was an empty hallway. It had to be created.
Wow. Oh! So when they wanted people to see the blue badger, they would open the mirror.
And when they wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again.
Creepy.
This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them.
Ah, and if the pattern is the same as the other walls in the hallway...
Then, when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls.
Oh.
This is the mirror trick that has haunted the house. Well, this is the mirror trick that this haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprit.
Huh? How so?
I'm getting to that. Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside of my field of vision. The culprit kept out. The culprit kept out there. The culprit kept out of sight by hiding here.
Behind the mirror. No.
Take that!
No?
I don't think they would hide there. I am not sure how he kept out of sight by standing there, because you would see him because he reflected in a mirror.
You mean to say that even a great thief like yourself couldn't hide here?
I don't think so. Even though to cross to his walls, she can't overcome, you know.
As I thought. I suppose it wasn't possible for the culprit either. In that case, if you already knew that, then why'd you bring it up? Nyah! Yeah. The culprit actually
Maybe in
was
the
hiding here.
gray area, because they couldn't see that.
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond, and it was here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror,
Then you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything to the blue badger doll.
exactly, all he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror.
Wait, hold on. I just thought of something.
Yes?
Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now in reality?
Since we have a few shards of it, we can probably assume it is. Yes, it most definitely is broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found this inside the victim's costume, that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sound. Leave the money and go now! That sound I heard was definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Kay, I'd like you to input some new information.
Don't scare me like that!
Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me.
Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need then, Mr. Prosecutor?
If you could please first recreate this hallway just before I enter the dining room.
You got it! Maybe the dad was saying leave the money and go. He didn't want his daughter to get mixed up in kidnapping.
Now this, I believe, is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at the time I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around that time that I heard the sound of a mirror shattering.
You heard what? Then?
Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken.
Okay, so when you stepped outside of the hallway again...
The mirror wall should no longer exist, Kay. Please recreate that.
Okay, got it! Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot! So where did he go? In his proto-badge suit, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ah, that's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway.
Yeah, because the mirror wouldn't reflect him anymore because it was gone.
Yep.
I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything!
No, not yet. And an even larger contradiction has now reared its head.
Huh?
Perhaps you did not notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. The inconsistency between what I saw and the
recreation lies. Even I don't know what he's talking about at this point.
Well, I think, didn't he always see a badger at the end of that hallway?
Present. Saying present the badger?
Maybe present and the end of the hallway where there's nothing there. Maybe present that as a contradiction, because there should have been somebody there.
Kay, take a good look at the end of the hole.
Oh, there's no blue badger there.
Exactly. The blue badger that I saw in reality is not here. This is the final point of this long chain of logic, the last remaining contradiction.
So let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right?
And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? I believe this is the real identity of our mystery badger. It's this guy.
Yeah, I think it's...
I think the badger is the dead body.
Yeah, victims, yeah. Yep. I think so.
So, victim's costume is what you think?
I think so.
Take that!
The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body.
Wow.
Ah! What?
Gosh, so creepy.
Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final, decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off. And you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death of Mr. Deacon. No! Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullet. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror was still broken.
Ha! You were in the house at the time, right? Are you telling me you missed the sound of a gunshot?
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time. All for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in.
Ah!
Now then, I'd like to recall something for me. Who was it that was with the victim at the haunted house? Yeah! Who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? Ah! It was you, Lance Amano!
Wow.
Ah! I'm sorry!
No, we're not the people you should be sorry to. Killed that guy.
It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent right after I hung up with you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed his gun, and, well, I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail.
I don't think so.
See, that is justifiable self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen, and I will have to resolve in court. Agent Lang, leave the rest to you.
As if you were the one in charge around here. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight.
Wait! I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Dad!
He fainted.
Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easily, Mr. Ernest Amano. You tampered with the evidence that you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching.
Gah!
By the way, do you know why I'm really here?
And how should I possibly know the answer to such an asinine question?
You wound me. I came all the way from across the sea just to see you, you know.
You came to see me?
What's that supposed to mean?
I have a few things to ask Mr. Amano about a case from 10 years ago.
A case from 10 years ago.
Oh, what's the name that you used here for that case? Shana!
It's known as the KG8 incident.
Oh! The KG8 incident?
Oh, so you remember it. Good. Then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring.
Smuggling? Where's that word again?
At the time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Devore.
Father!
Even though you had pushed the crime onto your then secretary, I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Devore was arrested in place of you, which is why, when he broke out, you hid him from the police. You hid him in exchange for his silence on your little dirty secret.
No. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice long chat.
Oh! What now?
Who the heck is that?
I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind.
And who the heck are you?
I'm Portsman. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Oh, thank goodness you are here.
Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, so you keep your paws off my suspect.
Sorry, but I can't comply. I've got the backing of the prosecutor's office. See, in this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. So if you could please cooperate with me, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you.
Wait, I thought that guy murdered someone.
I think this takes place in the past.
Oh my god.
Guys, arrest the two suspects.
Sir!
Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you.
Thank me?
Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal.
Hey! Is that any way to thank someone? And what the heck is that supposed to mean anyway?
You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. So how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you?
The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow.
Ha! It's no use pretending with me. You're the one, right? You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano and smuggling ring, right?
No, I would never do such a thing.
Sick. What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring.
Ah, so the Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. That must be the real reason behind his antagonistic attitude.
On top of that, your mentor was Manfred Van Karma, right? There were no non-stop rumors flying around about the forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, too, are you?
The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed.
Well, don't worry, it's not only you. The whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years, every defendant must be found guilty. Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies?
It would seem that his disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts, why is this man so angry with us all?
Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. So don't you forget it, pal! Come on, gang, let's roll.
Please wait. Agent Shana, why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so?
Lang is the head of the long-honored House of Lang in Singfa. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood.
Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still?
They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts.
How can that be?
A prosecutor once withheld and tampered
with the evidence of one of the Lang detectives. What they found, that evidence purity was tarnished and cost the Lang family its honor and trust.
But not all prosecutors are like that.
Even so, Lang will never respect the court again, or any prosecutor.
So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim, we'd better catch up. Yeah. We've still got to deliver that thing to the old man after all.
What thing?
Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed out ourselves. Yeah, and we're going home too. You're going home, right, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I've done nothing but been entangled in a mess after another since my return. If it's all right with you, can you drop me off at my office? No problem, sir.
Excuse me?
Yes, what is it?
That is the... thank you very much.
Oh, it's okay. No need to thank me, miss. I'm just doing my job as a detective.
I guess I was fooled pretty bad by Lance. Oh, cruel fate! What's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it. I'm a failure. Oh, there she goes again, talking to herself.
Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping.
No, I have no idea.
Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance, which means that from the beginning he had no interest in staged self-abduction.
Wait, then why did he...
I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops.
Me?
Lance realized that the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Mr. DeVore into cooperating.
Father!
As a felon, he could not tell you his real relation to you. However, as an Amano family butler at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you.
Oh.
Go on, speak your mind.
That is... Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Although there is no need to thank me.
No, Lauren, stop! I mean, this man's so much older than you!
What? Older?
You can't! Goodbye, old man! Haha! Looks like you've completely stolen her away, Mr. Edgeworth!
Oh, way to go, sir. You got another one in your harem. Shut up.
Haha, your technique is way beyond the level of the great thief!
I did nothing of the sort. What are you going on about now?
Wow! Your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts at all!
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you.
Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all!
What?
If you haven't remembered in all this time, I guess I'm just gonna have to say it! This isn't the first time we've met, you know.
What do you mean by that, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, how do you know this girl?
Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy!
Gummy?
Here! Maybe this will jog your memories. I promised I'd return this to you one day. Remember?
That single piece of cloth took me back far into my past. To that fateful day 7 years ago when I first met the then child Kay and Detective Gumshoe. Okay, we're finally done.
Oh, we don't know what happened.
We did the whole case, though. It was 3 hours and 18 minutes, though. Save your progress, yes.
We don't know what happened.
Nope, we don't know what happened. We'll have to find out next time. But that's up to our audience because, well, the kidnapped Turnabout. The Turnabout Reminiscence.
Maybe we'll find out more about Kay.
Yep, but in order for you guys to get another episode of Ace Attorney, YouTube really slowed down the views. We're at 898 views. That means we need 100 plus views in order to reach 1,000. So thank you guys for the super chats. We wouldn't have been paid otherwise without your very generous fan funding. We got to drop off now and get ready for the next stream, which will be starting up
as soon as we can, because we're in trouble. But thank you, everybody. We hope you enjoyed Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney will hopefully come back tomorrow once it gets 100 views. You are exactly at 900 even. So you need 100 views by tomorrow morning to get another stream of Ace Attorney. Good luck, everybody. Please rewatch the stream, leave a comment, and thank you again to our generous donators. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. God bless. Happy gaming. See you on the next stream.
See ya.